very important slide. We have implemented some of the projects, the real-time projects, and the mobile cloud implementations. Now, if you look at this diagram, the architecture, we use the user machines. The user machines, we have installed the licenses. So all these user machines, we are connected to the license server. And these user machines are connected to the cloud server. And from the cloud servers, we have a host machines. Or we can have n number of hosts, the host 1 to n. And these hosts we can connect with the real devices. So when I see the real devices, there are some differences between the testing on the emulator and the devices. When you do the testing on the emulator, you only do the testing on the computer memory. You are not doing testing on the device memory. So it's always better to go for a device testing than the emulator testing. Now these devices are connected to the host. Now this is a very simple architecture. So the license servers are connected to the user machines, and user machines connected to the cloud server, and cloud server is connected to the host. Now each and every host we can connect, say, about 5 to 6 devices to one host. So at one time I will be able to execute or test, say, about 20 to 30 devices at a time. Now the entire architecture I can control through a Jenkins dashboard. Now if you look at this one, the user machines, I told you these are connected to the some of the vendor licenses. You can go for Perfecto Mobile, or you can go for Appium or Renorex, Eggplant or CTest, whatever you want. You can just connect to the license server. Now the advantages of this architecture. Okay, let's see one by one in the next slide. The first advantage are it's a centralized hub for all devices. iOS, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows. Again, it's based on the location independent access. The location independent access means it's not necessary that I need to keep all my machines or the user machines and cloud server inside my automated testing environment. I can keep it anywhere else in my organization. So I told you this architecture is I was using as a private cloud. I'm not telling about the public cloud. It can be extended to the public cloud. And yeah, the next one is the multiple permutation of devices. So we can use different devices, iOS, Android, BlackBerry, any device. Parallel execution with multiple threads. So in some of we used to have a parallel executions. So let's take in one, another run it will execute the another device like iPad. With another thread I can use iPad mini. So what I can do is, of course you must be knowing what the Java threads. All the execute concurrently on all the different devices. For iOS 6, the third one I was using for iPad mini, so I can keep on increasing the number of devices. The advantage here is you can run your test cases with say about some 30 to 40 minutes, and you will be able to say about 40 to 50 test cases within 30 to 40 minutes time. And device and access by any remote user. When I say the reserved, in large organization, we usually used to have the iOS test cases for say about today I'm going to execute the iOS test cases, and tomorrow I'm going to execute the Android test cases. So what I can do is I can reserve the iOS test cases for today, and I can also reserve the Android test case for tomorrow. And all these once I reserve it, it cannot be accessed by somebody else, so that you can execute the test cases as per your reservation. We can also rent, or hundreds of machines can be rented from Amazon.com and start doing load testing. If you see the performance testing in the different locations like offshore on-site model, we can do the performance testing on the mobile applications. We can also execute via VPN connections. Through the VPN, you can connect to the desktop, and then you can start testing on your mobile applications. The last point I would like to tell you about the integrate with the Jenkins and auto scheduling. So the entire architecture we can control through the Jenkins dashboard. Of course, you all know that Jenkins is a continuous integration deploy tool. It's an open source tool. You can download it, and you can integrate with your framework, and you can also auto schedule through the Jenkins on the cloud environment. So when you auto schedule it, so say about today at 9 o'clock I want to execute my test cases, it will pop up automatically, and then it will start executing the test cases. Say about hundreds and hundreds of test cases, you can execute it at 9 o'clock. Similarly, you can also schedule it to say about 3 o'clock or 3 in the evening time. You can also schedule it through the Jenkins, and you can execute test cases. Provided you should collaborate, or you should integrate with your automated testing framework with this cloud architecture. So these are the different benefits of the cloud architecture, and we can extend this cloud architecture to different levels. So as I told you, we have a license server and connected to the user machine. Similarly, we can rent these machines from the Amazon.com, and you can also start doing your testing. So the club there, when we talk about the licenses connecting to the cloud, it has become the SaaS. So this type of architecture, we can say the hybrid type of cloud environment. So we use SaaS and the PaaS, and SaaS with IaaS. So we can extend, we can keep on enhance this infrastructure, or you can see the framework. Yeah, I think I've done from my part. Yeah, you got, yeah, Ardana?
Thanks for the insightful presentation.